like
Yeah, we can try again for the last time.
ask the questions now. Maybe it will be faster that way. I give the answer.
Okay, so let's just start with the JS. Okay, now you can just repeat it. Just like
Yeah,
that.
it's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
We were asked to create a shopping cart. So initially, the shopping cart had two add buttons.
Correct.
So we were asked to change one of the add button to be a remove button, which does the opposite of the add button. And that button, you must also make sure when you are removing quantities, the number of quantities don't go to zero. They don't go below. And we were also asked to create a checkout function also. So what I did here is I took the original function of add selection and I just add some tweaks. Which I did is I added an if condition which of quantities of that item. Because if you look at my variables, different arrays, and one of those arrays is items and quantities.
Correct.
So items contain strings, like these strings are items that I'm selling: Coke, Kit Kat, Bourbon, and Fanta. Quantities, the array contains the number of quantities of the items. They all start at zero. We're gonna add the quantities array. So the function remove selection is gonna come and say quantities index of x. So this index of x is like an argument. So like, okay, where does this index of x come from? If you come down to the function display all, we have for line 80, where a for loop which I equals to 0, I is greater than items length. So here on click line 87 and line 86 on click. So this is where we're gonna be adding and removing quantities. So
Why did you say the number?
That
Online? You're
from the
talking about.
from the function remove selection,
Okay.
we have x or inside parentheses.
Yeah, I can see that.
So quantities indexed by x, which is gonna start at 0. If you look at line 80 on the for loop of display all,
Okay, line
every time
80.
we click, every time we click line 86, 87, the add selection function on click.
Okay.
The for loop is run and I it's indented by 1, it's plus 1. So quantities of x indexed by x equals to quantities indexed by that x. So 0, like if we're adding that from 0 plus 1 at quantities array, 2 plus at quantities array. So the very same index is gonna come to total to the array total price using the same index. We're gonna take the array of price indexed and we're gonna multiply it by the number of quantities. The number of items. So this quantities index is the number of bar. I don't know if okay. So total order amount equals to price. This means that the total order amount equals to total order. This amount is increasing when we plus price from the add on the add selection. On the remove selection function, the opposite actually happens. Quantities is now being minus. So when we use on click, we're gonna check the number of quantities. So if that number of quantities is 0, that means it's not negative. We're gonna keep on reducing the number of quantities.
Okay.
And for the price again, is total price equals to price multiplied by number of quantities. Price total order amount is minus equal to price. This is the opposite of the total order amount in the add selection. So this means equals to total order amount minus price. So we're gonna be reducing the price value from the total order amount.
Correct. Everything until there.
You want me to explain the checkout function also?
Yeah, you can explain it same way you did, so we can just have it on the recording.
Okay, if you go back to the shop start HTML, I've created a div. I gave the div an ID called and I gave it some style obviously for the CSS. So the function checkout, we're gonna create a variable called on that variable we're gonna add table border. We're gonna add a table elements so that it prints on nice. So the for loop, I did 0 items length and indexes. What actually this it's gonna loop through quantities, items, prices, and totals while giving those values to the receipt. If we have a if statement that's gonna check as items, at first we're gonna equal it to false, but if as item, it's gonna print. Like let's say for an example, items. So it's not gonna be printed on the receipt. Only the purchased products that have items. Only products who have quantities are gonna be printed on the receipt.
Okay.
And the receipt is also gonna give us the total price by adding everything that we purchased.
Okay. Then okay, you already explained the on-click as we were carrying on, so I do not have any questions regarding the on-click. Okay, let's test out your condition. You said anything. For example, if I do not select the font will be shown on the receipt. That is what you said, correct?
Yes.
Okay, then let's check out to see. So like you said, if I do not select anything, it won't be shown, and that is true. That specific item won't be shown. So to test out the remove, I'm going to test out the remove. If I check out, only 2 items will be shown. If I do not have any items shown. Item, will it, if I click on the checkout?
No, it won't print the receipt if there is no loop won't run.
Okay, so like we said, it will not print out any receipt, and you are correct because you also provided a message specifying that it will not print out any receipt. Okay, thus far I do not have any questions from your explanation. I'm just going to stop the recording, and now it recorded properly.